All right, guys. So today we're looking at this freelance proposal on Upwork.com. Looks like they're looking for a sales dashboard, importing all their data into Google Data Studio. They've got a variety of data sources, including Eventbrite. So how am I going to show them that I can do this job and they should hire me? Well, I'm going to make a tutorial on connecting to the Eventbrite API, grabbing that data and showing that I can get it, and then put it into Google Data Studio so that they can build that dashboard. So stay tuned for that. What's going on, you guys? So today we're going to learn how to use the Eventbrite API and see how we can, say you're an event organizer and you want to build a dashboard so you can see how profitable are my events. Well, with the Eventbrite API, we can pull order information and see how much money we're making on our events. So let's check this out. I'm going to search Eventbrite API. Okay, so I'm going to go with API Basics. Okay. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get an authentication token. So you don't want to be able to pull anyone's event order information, so they have to make sure that you're the right person. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is we gotta get our API key. Okay, so I've already done this, but if you were doing this for the first time, it would look like this. So you could just click Get Free API Key, and then you would have to go through a process of either signing up for your account or logging in, and then it'll show your API key right in this area here. So we're going to copy that API key. Okay, so I'm going to make a folder. Let's call it Eventbrite. Eventbrite dashboard. Okay, so that's our API key. Let's call it API key. Okay, now we've got our API key. What's next? So we need to authenticate our API key. How can we do that? So we need to authenticate API requests. Okay. So it's telling us that when we send our request, we'll just add this as a header in a curl request or as a token in a GET request. So token equals your API key that we got in the last step. Okay, so now if we want to get order data, you can click on event data here on the left. We're going to click orders. So we've authenticated ourselves by grabbing that API key. So now we want to list. Say you've got an event that you've made, and you want to grab all the orders for that event. You need to get the event ID. So how can you get the event ID? So let's see, event ID. Let's look for the first one. Okay. Okay, so here it's telling you, here's how we get the event ID. So we can do it through the website, or we can do a curl. Say you have multiple events, like you're not just doing one. If you do this GET request, it will send you back a list of all of your events. So let's do both. First, let's try the curl request. Okay, so user bin env bash. All right. So we got this curl request. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit here. Okay, I'm just gonna add these line continuations at the end. Okay, and for this we're gonna use our API key. Okay. All right, let's try this. And so this should return a list of the events that we've done. So let's try that. Okay, we got an issue here. Line 7 and line 6. Okay. What's the problem here? Let's see. Let's change this to that. Let's see if that doesn't fix it. Okay. URL using bad illegal format. Okay, interesting. Let's try and just adding our key in here rather than using this variable. So let's do that. Okay, what's the error here? Okay, bad URL. Okay. This might be an issue. This might need to be the first one. And actually I don't think that we need this get. Okay, let's try that. No OAuth. So it looks like there's an issue with our OAuth token. Okay, so let's try the website, eventbrite.com. Okay, you can click Manage Events. Thank you. Okay, so you can click on your events here. And now we see, if you look at the URL, this EID, that stands for Event ID. So we'll just grab our Event ID there. Okay, so we can now use, so we've gotten the Event ID this alternate way. So it is there. That's our Event ID. Let's call this Event ID equals. Okay. And now how are we going to call orders? Let's copy this command here. Let's paste it. Let's get rid of this. Wait, hold on. Keep this. We can just, so we want this. Okay. No. Okay. And let's try calling event ID. See what happens there. Oops. Okay. OAuth token is required for all. Okay. So we're having an issue with the OAuth token. Let's just make sure. So let's replace this with this. Okay. Oh, what is that? Oh, maybe that was the issue. Okay. Orders. Okay, so we're having this issue. Okay, so we're having an issue with our OAuth token. So let's go back. Let's redo this part. Getting started. Authenticate API requests. Okay. So we're doing that. That's interesting. Let's try adding it to the end of our URL. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so that worked a lot better. Okay, so as you can see here, we're able to grab, so in this case, there's one order in this case. And our base price is 0. So what we could do is we could, for each order that we get here, right, we can multiply it. We can use all this relevant information to figure out, like, what is our gross revenue? What is our net profit? You know, you can take out all these fees that are included. Anyways, so that's how we use the Eventbrite API. You got to see that it's you got to debug some errors sometimes. Developing, you don't get it right on the first try. Yeah, so that's been fun. Anyways, see you later.